Welcome to stone hands, to the hands of stone. The way how the ancient Finns never said the purpose, what they were up to. Like there's a word for a fish in general, kala. So when an ancient Finn went to fishing, he never said he was going to catch a fish or he is fishing, kalastamas. I'm catching a kala. But they used synonyms. I'm catching a slippery creature. I'm hunting for the prey of the sea. But when they catched their prey, they were ecstatic. They yelled, "Kala! Kala!" A fish. So their fellow Germanic fellows understood that kala must be a great catch. It must be something powerful that they just got. And when the Germanic tribesmen met the whales in the North Sea, the great beasts of the sea, the whales. So they had heard the word kala and they said vala, because kala vala, like kala vala, yes, kala vala. They said vala, a whale, a vala, a great beast of the sea. So in the ancient Norse, the name of the whale was vala. And from there, when the Norse came to the British Isles, or maybe the Finns as well, the whale, the vala, translated into the vale, and from there to the modern version of the whale. And from the whale, the word transitioned back from the England, yes, from the Britain, back to the Finns, to the Finno-Ugric peoples, as the word val, or valas, kala, val. So you see the circle the word made from the Finnic lands to the Britain and back. That's the way how words are traveling around the globe. That's the way how words are transitioned from one place to another. Another interesting word is vara, which means wealth or richness. Vara, this is my wealth. Se on minun vara. And the Varangians, the Varanguard, the famous guardians of the Byzantine emperor. Varanya, Vara taga ajajat. They were the gatherers of wealth. They were the Vikings, the Finnic Vikings, who went south from the rivers of Dnepr and Anisjoki, etc., from Volga, and they were vicious, fierce warriors who were hired as the mercenaries, as the personal bodyguard of the Byzantine emperor, because they were so vicious in battle. So that's one way the word vara traveled to the south, to the Black Sea, and to the Constantinople, nowadays Istanbul, which is the largest city in Europe. That's quite amazing, because there are some monuments that have been connecting and magnetizing people coming there. The city of dreams, the city of angels. So another route the Vara took was when it went to the Volga Rus, who established the kingdom of Kiev. And the Rus, they were actually Finno-Ugric people, Finns again, who later on took on the Slavic language, and when they were Orthodox, Christianized, baptized, they took to themselves the old Bulgar language, which evolved into the Russian, and the Cyrillica, the Slavic alphabet. But the words they used, Tavarish, that's nowadays a comrade, yes, comrade in Russian, or Tavarish, a man, a friend, you can trust him. And it comes from the word Vara again, Tavarish, to Vara, to gather wealth. So Tavarish were the men who gathered wealth together on their expeditions through the great rivers, through Siberia and Russia, and even to the south, to the Balkans, etc. So that's another example of a word traveling around. Or the word Odin, the great grand god of the Scandinavian mythology, the number one. Yes, and in Russian, the number one is Один. So everything comes from the one, from the circle, Odin. Because Odin was the one-eyed ruler with his spear. He symbolized the beginning, Один. From him commenced the world. From him commenced the more enormous world of Scandinavia, the Valhalla and the Asgard, and the three realms of Yggdrasil, the tree of life. And the genetic studies have shown the blue-eyed and the blonde genome comes around the Baltic Sea, and especially from the Baltic countries, and from the south of Finland, and from the area of the Saint Petersburg, and that's historically the homeland for the Finns, the Baltic Finns, and their home country. And when you look around the world, when you go to the Morocco, when you go to the United States of America, when you go to Iran, there are many people who have taken the blue-eyed complex to themselves. So you see how the genome has spread. But there was a huge slave trading in the past. In last 1,000 years, many slaves were taken by the Mongols and brought to the Black Sea. But there is a relation to the Finnic people and to the people who lived on the steppes and who lived in the Balkans and who lived in the Egypt, because the pharaohs were the blue-eyed. That's very fascinating alternative story of history. And I'm not saying it's a white supremacy, no, not at all. I'm just wondering about the Finnic tribes and the history of the Finnic tribes, as the other tribes have their own lands and their own history where they have ruled and evolved. So I wish you a good, pleasant day and all the best.